Hello everyone, this is Miss Bramlett and I am actually coming to you from my classroom. I am doing this screencast from my regular educational technology class, and we are putting you both together today in order to talk about Storyline Online. I know some of you have had some questions on how to do this assignment, so we are here to answer them today. Let's start by looking at the assignment. So everybody, look at it with me. This is a video, a YouTube video, and you see that it is The Case of the Missing Carrot Cake, read by Wanda Sykes. Each one of these books are read by a famous person, and you get to choose which person that you want to read this book, or a book, to you. You get to choose the book, and you get to choose the person. So let's go to Storyline Online. Here are the books. There are September featured books and videos. There are ones that have just been added. But just kind of go through them and choose one that you like. You can, watch a couple of these videos and just choose the one that you like the best, that you want to do a lesson plan about. So I went ahead and choose one. This is Rashida Jones. I love her. She's one of my favorite actresses. I liked her on The Office. She's reading a book called Please Please the Bees. And this is a book that is about community and being kind to others. And I want to do a lesson plan on this book for a first grade class. So what I asked my students in class to do was to open up a blank document page. So I'm going to ask you guys to do the same. Once you have that, go back to your assignment. Now, you need to choose which subject or content area you are going to be teaching about. I am choosing character building, which is super important in school right now. It has always been important, but right now character building is something that people are doing everywhere. So this is an important book or an important topic for classes everywhere. So I'm going to choose character building. Now, I'm going to use the teacher's guide, which I'll show you in just a minute. And then to create my lesson plan, I'm going to use this template. And you guys may copy and paste this template because I made it, and you have my permission. It is totally okay to copy and paste this just as is. So hit Control C and then Control V and put it on your blank document. Now once you've done that, you see lesson title, content area, and lesson objective, standards, etc. Let's go to the title. I'm going to give this title, Sharing is Caring. And I'm going to, what's the name of the book again? Please Please the Bees. Can't spell today. I really can't spell today. Okay, so Sharing is Caring. Please Please the Bees. That's what I'm naming my lesson. Now the content area we just talked about is character building and the lesson objective. So a lesson objective is just what you want the children to learn. What objective do you have for them? We all have objectives when we take a class or, read something. The objective, what do you want to get from it? So if you're not really sure, you could go to the teacher's guide. Let me back up and do that one more time in case you missed it. Go under the video. Here's Rashida. Go under her video. It says Activity Guides. And it says for teachers and parents. So hit for teachers. Scroll down to the second page and it'll give you a synopsis of the book. All right, and then themes in the story are community, cooperation, compassion, and gratitude. So maybe I should change this to compassion or community. Caring and community. Please, please, the bees. Okay, so let's read the storyline. Life is sweet for Benedict. Every morning he wakes up to find jars of fresh honey on his back porch. He makes honey toast for his breakfast, bakes honey cake in the afternoon, and drinks honey tea before bed. But one day the jars on Benedict's porch are empty. The bees in his backyard have gone on strike. They are tired of doing all the work around the hive. What can Benedict do to make the bees happy and bring sweetness back to his days? Okay, so of course you learn that he shares in the responsibility, okay, whereas sharing is caring. But it also brings in a sense of community and cooperation within Benedict's community between he and the bees. So what is your objective? What can be your objective to that? Your objective is, let's see, student will learn that communities are built on cooperation and sharing. Okay, so how is the student going to learn that? Okay. All right, now the next thing is standards. If you are doing character building, you do not have to use specific standards. This I am not going to count off for. If you're using math or English or social studies, you do need to use the Arkansas standards. If we do a Google search on character building standards, you have things that are not, this is not a federal, these are not federal standards. These are not state standards. They're just models. You can go to the NEA, and they have resources for character education, but there are no standards. However, if you are doing a math lesson or an English lesson or a social studies lesson, you need to get a standard from here. You just go to the Arkansas State website and choose your standards. Here's math. Go to standards and courses. And then go to K8. You can read it in a PDF file or a document file. And then choose a standard that would go along with whatever math lesson you are doing. So when it says standards, that's all it means. Just copy and paste that standard, and it can be a very short one. All right, so let's keep going. Whole group lesson process. If you will go to the PDF that you downloaded from Storyline Online, it gives you reading and writing objectives. And it will also give you some national standards. Now, there are activities associated with each book, such as a thank you letter. This is a great one. These are all activities that you can do with the classes, but I'm going to let you choose. You may go straight from the activities associated with the book, or you may create your own. But your book has to be the basis for the lesson. It has to be the catalyst or what starts your lesson. I want you to do something with the whole group, such as you all write thank you cards to people in your community. And then I want you to do something with a small group, maybe role playing where one person says thank you to another for doing something for them or something like that. Something small group. And then in differentiation, how are you going to differentiate for students in your class? Maybe students with disabilities or students that are gifted. And you don't have to do very many of those. Let's say one differentiation. How would you differentiate for one student? Your activity. What could you do? And I know this sounds a lot like these two processes, but the activity is something that you do with materials, something that the kids can do outside of the classroom. Maybe even go on a field trip to the mayor's office or something like that and see how community works. And then assessment. Are you going to give a test? Are you going to have them write a response? How are you going to assess how they know? Or assess what they know, excuse me. How are you going to assess what they know? Now, let's go through this again. The lesson process. These are things that you're doing in class, and you're leading them through things that you're doing in class. The activity needs to be something that is student-led, something that the student is doing. And the letters could possibly be in the activity category. But the lesson process, the book is also part of the lesson process as well. All right, so any questions about this at all? All right. Good luck, and please email me if you need any more assistance. Thank you.